planning is a highly technical and political process concerned with the use of land and design of the urban environment, including air, water, and infrastructure. It guides and ensures the orderly development of human settlements. Urban planning considers the arrangement of buildings, streets, public spaces, neighborhoods, and districts with the aim of making these areas functional, attractive, and sustainable. It plays an important role in maintaining and enhancing the quality of life in cities. An ideal urban plan lays out the foundation for a sustainable mechanism through which public infrastructure such as road networks, water supply, sewerage, parking spaces, pedestrian precincts, parks and playgrounds, traffic signals, exhibition sites, museums, and new towns are all effectively developed and maintained with the help of better governance. Sustainable development through better planning will lead to safer, organized, and enjoyable homes and working places for citizens. And consequently, cities will be transformed as hubs of socio-economic growth. Today, one of the main concerns of urban planning is to provide an environment-friendly, people-centered, and aesthetically pleasing city for its citizens. Cities are places that act as a medium for human interaction, places where people can interact, share ideas, and by doing so unlock their economic potential to transform cities as engines of economic growth and stability. The importance of urban planning can no longer be ignored because it helps develop sustainable cities for economic growth in Pakistan, but most importantly, in the urban centers of the war-affected province of Khyber, Pakhtunkhwa. The urban centers in Khyber, Pakhtunkhwa have been neglected in the past. This has resulted in unregulated urban growth with a less than optimal infrastructure, inefficient institutions, and poor quality outreach of civic services. This has led to a low quality of life. The process of urban development is being carried out with no proper mechanism and is confronted with various basic hurdles. The urban areas of the province are lacking integrated urban planning that has resulted in a tremendous strain on urban land, civic infrastructure, and services. Poor planning has been raising several issues in divisional headquarters, such as an urban sprawl, lack of institutional reforms, unregulated and unplanned growth, traffic congestion, air pollution, unmanaged investment, and weak management of key infrastructure. An urban sprawl refers to a form of urbanization that is uncontrolled and unregulated migration of the population from crowded towns and cities to low-density residential developments. Urban areas in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa have been increasingly expanding due to massive levels of internal and external migration into the cities. The influx of Afghan refugees, war-affected people, and internally displaced persons from tribal areas into the provincial capital and other divisional cities has overburdened the already scarce resources and infrastructure. Well-capacitated institutions play a significant role in building cities efficiently and productively. The existing institutional arrangements and capacity seem to be drastically inadequate, as well as disintegrated. Moreover, the departments and agencies are working in isolation with lack of professional experts and capacity. Unless all these entities and departments start working in an integrated fashion, Making cities better will remain an elusive dream beyond our reach. Absence of proper legal and institutional framework is a major issue being faced by our cities. The government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa needs to strengthen the capacity of its institutions through proper legislation and enforcement. The institutions should be capacitated with sector experts who could utilize their resources through better planning for sustainable development. Encroachment is one of the many serious issues in almost all cities and towns, causing severe congestion on roads, bazaars, and streets. Vendors and shopkeepers place their products in front of their shops on footpaths. These encroachments on major sites of the cities need to be removed through effective enforcement. On the other hand, the trend of road widening and constructing under or overhead passes is only a short-term plan to fix the problem. To overcome such problems, there should be long-term strategic plans that technically cover all aspects of urban planning in major cities under the supervision of a single government entity. Another critical feature of our cities is the lack of proper city limits or boundaries. Our cities are continuously growing in all directions, causing the emergence of slums. The formation of slums is one of the biggest challenges being faced by urban centers of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Slums are usually characterized with a lack of services, narrow streets, illiteracy, unemployment, and high rates of poverty. These slums are commonly seen as breeding grounds for social problems such as crime, drug addiction, alcoholism, high rates of mental illnesses, and extremism. For dealing with these situations, there is a need to enforce laws that ensure proper zoning of the cities. To streamline urban development in the province of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, there is an immense need of developing planning authorities at the local level. These development authorities will ensure proper coordination between different planning and development agencies at the provincial and federal level. Realizing the importance of urban planning, the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government established the Urban Policy Unit in the Planning and Development Department in May 2012. The Urban Policy Unit is mandated to assist in the formation of the urban provincial planning and policy framework, bylaws and rules. This unit has to undertake capacity building of and provide technical support to line departments in managing urban affairs and provide guidance and advice on institutional reforms and organizational restructuring. For resolving issues in the urban areas of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, the Urban Policy Unit has taken important steps to tackle the problems of inefficient land use planning, lack of zoning regulations, ineffective building bylaws, growth of the urban sprawl, lack of institutional reforms, identification and upgradation of slums, encroachment, lack of clear urban boundaries, unavailability of civic facilities, and ineffective urban legislation and enforcement. Several main projects for improving the living condition in urban areas of the province are being initiated. The first project is the study of slums in Aptabad, Mansehra, Mardan, Nowshera, and Diyai Khan. This project aims to identify and upgrade slums in 5 districts. The project will later on be extended to all cities of the province. The main objective of slum identification and upgradation is to alleviate the poor living standards of slum dwellers and provide services such as clean drinking water, sanitation, pavements, solid waste management, and affordable housing. Secondly, the assessment of regulatory and institutional framework study for urban planning and management in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is also being undertaken. The objectives of this study are to review and evaluate the institutional powers and functions imparted through existing legal and regulatory frameworks at the provincial and local government level for urban land use planning, urban development, and urban land management. This study will highlight loopholes within the various acts and ordinances that empower institutions such as the Cantonment Board, development authorities, local government organizations to execute planned development and management functions. The most important initiative of the Urban Policy Unit is to prepare strategic development plans for the 7 divisional headquarters of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, those being the provincial capital Peshawar, divisional headquarters of Multan, Abbottabad, Kohat, Mingawara, Banu, and DI Khan. The City's Strategic Development Plan SDP is vital for integrated and sustainable urban development. The overall objective of Strategic Development Plan is to ensure equity and social inclusion, economic productivity, improved quality of life, environmental sustainability, and finally, infrastructure provision. Collectively, these objectives will create a perception of a prosperous city. Other important features of the study are building urban growth centers, high-rise development areas within cities, and new expanding areas. Strategic Development Plan is a futuristic plan containing the best model of urban planning in the world. The 7 divisional headquarters of the province are included in this plan, and the project activities will be simultaneously launched in these areas as well. In order to develop a 20-year plan which caters for basic needs of the city's development, a consultative process with different stakeholders to assess the current situation and identify the main issues of the desired 7 cities was organized by the Urban Policy Unit. These plans, once finalized, will be handed over to relevant line departments for implementation.